your shot at 5K a day. Another national keyword right now. You're going to text it to 95819. If you're lucky, well, that's going to turn into money. If you want to know all the rules, the contest details, all that jazz, head over to kmjnow.com. But if you want to play 5K a day, text the national keyword MORE, M-O-R-E, MORE. Text it to 95819. Oh, and for goodness sake, don't text and drive. It's already funky enough out there with the rain and the clouds and people seeming to behave like dogs with an earthquake impending when the weather gets like this. Don't text to drive. You got a minute, get pulled over. For goodness sake, at least get to a stoplight. Seriously though, pull over. Don't text and drive. Text the word MORE, M-O-R-E, to 95819. Good luck. The next national keyword coming up this afternoon at 5:05. We got a lot to get to today. Phones are open for you to join in at 490-5858 and 800-776-5858. I don't have any money for you, but I got an open line and a lot of weird in the world. First of all, the weather. We started getting alerts last night that there were going to be flood watches all over the valley. It started off with a heads up that Southern California was going to expect some unusual activity in short order. And it has made its way up here. Even the Bay Area is seeing some clouds and threats of rain. But for us, this evening and tomorrow in particular, much higher than the normal likelihood of rain for this time of year. The flood watches mainly apply to outlying areas, think burn scars, foothills, that sort of thing. That being said, this is a real good time to go over that emergency preparedness kit and make sure that in the event of an extended power outage, in the event of any kind of other adverse impact of inclement weather, you're ready to get your kids, your cat, and your, most dearly held valuables into the car and out of harm's way. So National Weather Service says the flood watch will be in effect for almost the entirety of Mariposa, Tulare, and Kings counties, the northern half of Madera County, and the majority of Fresno County. They are talking about the possibility of debris flow in the Sierra as well, due to both the Garnet Fire and the burn scars from the Basin and French fires. The watch will be in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Stay with KMJ News for more updates as this situation continues to unfold. I'm enthusiastic about the rain. I'd be more enthusiastic if it felt the way that it looked outside. They got me with this on the East Coast too. Last Wednesday morning, we get up, we're in the hotel lobby, we're looking outside and it's gray and you're seeing these clouds and we're unpacking ponchos and making sure that people have non-slip soles, doing that whole thing. You go outside, it was 80 degrees. Kind of like here today. It is way too warm for this much humidity. With that in mind, stay hydrated and maybe carry a poncho. This is a weird, sad, evolving story. I, to be perfectly honest, really don't know anything about this singer, David, other than he spells his name stupid. It's D4VD. Well known enough to get the attention of the media when it was revealed that a Tesla sitting in an impound yard became the focal point of an investigation. A report of a foul odor revealed a decomposing human body. We now know who that body was. Celeste Rivas, 15 years old. Her identity has been confirmed by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office. Currently, the official cause of death is listed as deferred, meaning that they are still investigating this from that end. Celeste was reported missing from Lake Elsinore when she was 13 in the earliest part of 2024. ABC7 learned that she had been reported missing a few times as a runaway, and her last runaway was this April of 2024 disappearance. She did call home at the end of May, but had not been heard from since. As of last night, a house close to where the Tesla had been abandoned, the condition in which it was found before it was taken to this impound lot, the house nearby has been searched. A dozen investigators from LAPD seized a computer and other items from a house in Hollywood. Police spent hours at the place, tons of evidence going into an SUV, but they wouldn't say at this point how or why they believe it's connected to Tesla. Several homeowners claim to remember seeing that specific vehicle parked in front of the house and at two different spots on the street over an extended period of time. So the body was discovered back on September 8th. Like I said, this Tesla was found abandoned on a public street, taken to the impound yard. Impound yard calls in a foul odor. The body was in a bag in the front trunk of the Tesla. The vehicle is registered to David Anthony Burke. This is the singer known as David, but spelled stupid, who apparently has millions of monthly listens over on Spotify. He's known for a couple of songs, Here With Me and Romantic Homicide. This girl was 5'2". She was 71 pounds. One of the things that has jumped out as the investigation has unfolded, she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said, "Shh." There is a story circulating that the singer David may have a similar or even identical tattoo. Last week, investigators had signaled their wish to speak to the registered owner of the vehicle as well as anyone else who might be connected to the case. So this singer, David, who went viral on social media, actually released his debut album back in April. And he's kind of in the indie, R&B, alt-pop genres, but his shows are getting canceled. Seattle's Showbox venue was the first one to say, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. He is set to perform in Los Angeles on September 20th, but at this point, neither the singer nor anybody on his team has released any comment on the investigation, and he has restricted the ability of others to leave comments on his social media pages. But again, this is a 15-year-old girl. Authorities describing her remains as a head and a torso found in a bag. The vehicle had been at the tow yard for at least 5 days after it had been reported as abandoned up in
report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/.